We were pushed in those boxcars, 70 or 80 of us, squatting on the floor. 4,500 Jew divided by 80 is more than 100 carriages. The engine could not move it, and they had to halve. The first part of the train left that night, and they end up in Auschwitz. Whatever happened to me, it was pure luck from now on that I'm here and telling my story, because I was in a second part, but just by chance.
They said, whoever wants to go on this track, get on. And my mum said, we must go because I'm not staying here any longer. So we got on, and it was very lucky because we were taken to Austria first, and the next cattle truck came later, and all those went to Auschwitz. And I've got 3 little cousins, younger than me, and they never came back.
We ended up in Bergen-Belsen, and at that time I was 4.5. I was with my parents, both my parents, my mother and my father.
Bergen-Belsen is north, near to the Northern Sea. It's very far. And I remember when we arrived there, my grandpa told to my mom, which I overheard, I remember that, that's our end, he said.
And even my great-grandmother was there, who was 84. But she died of hunger because she didn't touch any food. She said, you have to eat it. She gave it to the family. And the other thing which I remember, my birthday, which was 7th birthday in November, 26th of November, and I got a present on a little plate. I had 7 little pieces of bread, like a domino.
There used to be some sort of bartering going at the fences. And on one occasion my mother went there, which was a little bit frightening, because if you get caught, you could be shot. And she was caught. She was caught, but she came back.
One night we were woken up and we were asked who would like to leave the camp. And my grandpa said, yes, back.
They put us on the train because they planned to take us through the river on the bridge and then put a bomb or something on it and we would all die.
We boarded trains on the 7th of April. I believe there was 2,500 people.
We knew that we are very near to the front line because during the night we heard, and we saw.
We were starved, we had no hygiene, and people were in great discomfort.
One morning we were waiting very anxiously for the latch to open from outside by the guard. We didn't hear that. And somebody from the back said, why don't you try that door to open? And really somebody tried. And the door was open. That means the latch was open during the night.
Once we saw that the Nazis disappeared.
And suddenly I heard the scream, Americans are here, the Americans, the tank was approaching the train. They put a white flag.
There were guns on the ground and I decided I would pick one up. And maybe I was hoping to shoot some of them, but I didn't.
The American soldiers which were walking along the train and looking at us.
And that's where we were liberated, on the 13th of April.
We cried, we screamed, we could not understand that is end of our suffering. I mean, it was such a surprise, that suddenly happened.
It was very good, especially for me, because an American soldier just drop me with a few chocolate pieces.
As a child, I fantasized that the soldiers were angels, with their wings hidden under their uniform shirts. Today, I know that this was no fantasy. In that place and at that time, the American soldiers were angels indeed. I survived. I have 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters. I want to finish by saying Hitler did not win. There are 5 survivors from the train in Sydney, and our common connection is through the Child Survivor group.
When I joined the Child Survivors group in 90s, I said Bergen-Belsen, she said Bergen-Belsen, then we started to talk. And then we discovered that Eva was there, Lexi was there. We were in the same camp, in the same part of the camp, and then we were on the train in the same time, just by chance.
Now the Child Survivor group will be 30 years going this year, and we're going to celebrate our 30th anniversary.
It is heartbreaking. Every time when you tell your story, it is not easy, absolutely not easy. But if I think that 40 children are going to see an old woman who tells that, and they are going to remember that I'm the primary source of information for them, who tells the story, then it's worth it.